John Gill, Titus chapter 3, verse 10. Reading first from the King James Bible. Quote, "A man that is an heretic, after the first and second admonition, reject." Unquote. John Gill, a man that is a heretic. An heretic, according to the notion of the word, is either one that makes choices of an opinion upon his own judgment, contrary to the generally received sense of the churches of Christ, and prefers it to theirs, and obstinately persists in it, separates from them, forms a party, and sets himself at the head of them, whom he has drawn into the same way of thinking with himself, or he is one that removes and takes away a fundamental doctrine of Christianity, which affects particularly the doctrine of the Trinity, the deity and personality of Father, Son, and Spirit, and especially the doctrines relating to the person, office, and grace of Christ. One that brings in or receives damnable doctrines, speaks or professes perverse things, and draws away disciples after him, or is among such disciples. For through schism and heresy do differ, and every schismatic may not be an heretic, yet every heretic is a schismatic. He makes a rent in the doctrine of Christ, and makes parties and divisions in his church, and such are not always to be contended and disputed with, but to be avoided and rejected. After the first and second admonition, reject. Having nothing to do with him, have no society with him, admit him not to private conversation, and eject him from church communion after he has been publicly admonished twice by the order of the church. For this is not to be understood of private admonition, but a peculiar person and persons, as in the case of private offenses. Matthew chapter 18, verse 15. But of public admonition in the name of the church. An admonition with the Jews did not continue less than 7 days, some say 30. That is, there were so many days before it was out or between one and another. Unquote. Scripture, quote, "A man that is a heretic, after the first and second admonition, reject." King James Version. Unquote. End of Titus chapter 3, verse 10 of John Gill's.